Hello, and you're listening to Oneness Project Light One-on-One with Israel Kelly. I'm your host, Cassandra. In each episode, I will be asking Israel questions on a particular topic that will enhance our understanding of life, the universe, and the world around us. For those of you not familiar with Israel Kelly, he is a life coach who is fully coalesced with Source Energy and has been granted with the universal knowing. He is here to bring messages of love to humanity from the divine and to facilitate all of us with the expansion of our consciousness. Last week, we discussed the subject of creation. Tonight, we will discuss the universal law of attraction. Here he is now. Hello, Israel. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, Cassandra. I am delighted to be here. It's my privilege.
Israel, I have some questions for you before we begin on our chosen topic. The first one is, how did you get started on your spiritual path?
Yes, Cassandra, that's a very good question. My entire life I was fascinated by spirituality and I read a lot of books. I liked it as well, the hypnosis, and I went and got myself a license as a hypnotherapist. When I was working with one of my clients, it took me by surprise about this person going back to a past life. I did not understand at the beginning what was happening. Then I read more about that topic. Over the time, I went to a few seminars. One of those seminars was with Dr. Brian Weiss in New York. And with that, I learned and explored many things. When I come back to my clients, one of them, I got for the first time the first interaction with known physical through this person that I was working with, and that was pretty amazing. So my path has started a long time ago, and it went developing little by little. As whoever has a purpose about spirituality, it develops step by steps.
In last week's episode and in many of your YouTube videos, you say the following words, having the remembrance. What are you referring to exactly when you say those words?
Yes, about the remembrance. When I refer to my videos about having the remembrance, I'm talking about the remembrance of what I was doing, who I was before I came into a physical form. Those coalesced with non-physical are granted with the remembrance. The remembrance facilitates the learning and the expansion of consciousness. As you are able to remember your past lives, you are able to remember historical events, you are able to remember your non-physical form while you're not on time-space reality, and that help you to expand and to understand and be able to comprehend concepts that without the remembrance will be almost impossible.
My last question for you is, during our discussion on the topic of creation, you referred to God as He. I'm curious, is God a male energy source?
About God's gender, we know that energy doesn't have any gender. We know that spiritual, non-physical, doesn't have any gender. However, it will be very difficult for humans to understand if I refer to God as any other thing that what they understand. They understand God as a male figure, and by me referring to God as a male, like everybody, any other human does, it's easier for humans to understand the concept. It's easy to explain things as they have an image of God. God doesn't have a gender. God is all there is. God is all that we understand. All that includes everything we can think of. That's God. Energy doesn't have a preference. Energy doesn't have a gender. But by calling God He, it goes aligned with human belief, and that makes humans feel comfortable about the idea and help them until they're ready to understand that God is all there is.
Thank you for bringing us more clarity, Israel. Let us begin now with our chosen topic, the universal law of attraction. I'm sure many of you are interested to learn more about this topic. Israel, can you please tell us what the law of attraction is?
Of course, thank you for asking. It will be a privilege to explain. There are many laws in time-space reality. One of them is the universal law of attraction. Law of attraction is a law that determines that anything that you want, you can have. That you put in your thoughts and you hold yourself aligned to a vibration, positive vibration. If that is something positive, what you want to achieve, you can get it. However, the law of attraction doesn't discriminate, meaning that it's after you put a thought, after you think about something, whatever you think, it becomes. That's why you have to be careful how you align yourself. If you don't keep the consistency with your thoughts, then you will produce results, undesirable results, because the law of attraction will give you anything that is on your vibration, anything that vibrates, any signal, any frequency that you are aligned to. The law of attraction will produce more of that. It's like the subconscious mind. Whatever you have in your subconscious mind, your body responds. Your subconscious mind do not debate if whatever you're thinking is right or wrong, if it's going to harm you or not. It will stay there as a memory. Same thing happened with the law of attraction. Whatever you have in your vortex, whatever you misalignment or out of vortex will manifest creation. The universal law of attraction is a perfect tool that humans should use. It can bring a lot of happiness, health, abundance, and is one of the most principal law of the universe.
Thank you for that explanation, Izzy. Now that we know what the law of attraction is, can you tell us what the essential steps are to applying the law of attraction to our lives?
Yes, there's three fundamental steps to manifest things using the law of attraction. One will be thought, second one will be word, and the third one will be action. Thought because you think about things, word because you talk about things, and action or emotions, feelings, because if you connect those three together, they will manifest anything that you wish, any wanting, any desire. So will be thought, word, and deed. Thought, word, and action.
You mentioned action as being one of the steps to applying the law of attraction. Isn't it true that the action must be inspired? We can't just perform any action. The drive must come from within before we act on it, correct?
Of course, everything you do in life without inspiration, it won't be art. They won't have beauty. It would not transcribe the feeling of love. It won't have any emotions. Of course, to be inspired, you have to feel that emotion. Besides having the thoughts, the word, and action, that action have to be full of love, full of motivation, very inspired. In order for that manifestation become a reality.
As you know, I am a big fan of Abraham Hicks, who I believe is the foremost expert on the law of attraction. And I know the best way to get into the vortex is to raise our vibes by being in a positive mood. My question for you, Israel, is after getting to know you in the last 4 months, I've noticed that you are always in a good mood. You seem to be vibrating high at all times. How are you able to stay in a blissful state of joy all the time? What is your secret?
The secret of feeling blissful all the time is appreciation. There's so many things in which all humans should be feel very grateful about things. You are able to look at the skies. You're able to feel your heartbeat. You are able to breathe air. You drink water. There's so many little things that we take for granted, and when we think about it, we feel this immense love from Source, this opportunity to be on time space now, to have a new opportunity to be here, to being able to create out of thin air anything you want. So that is something that if we really appreciate what we have, which is a lot. We feel blissful, we feel grateful, and that is enough to feel happy all the time. Happy all the time. Happiness is not a destination, but the road in which you walk your path in life.
You mentioned to me earlier we are one. Just align yourself with me and your day will always be positive. So, are you saying since you are a high vibrational being, you have the ability to raise my vibes by simply interacting with you?
We are vibrational beings, all of us. You can align yourself to me by seeing the way I feel. If you are hanging around all the time with a person that feels blissful, happy, that is always positive, eventually you will become that. It's going to be in your thoughts, it's going to be in your system. You will vibrate like that. And the contrary, if you are hanging around or being together or interacting with a person that is always dismotivated, discouraged, down, feeling sad, that's the way that eventually you're going to feel. We are here on time space reality to have a new experience about this life, to create ourselves anew. And that is something that we should feel very grateful about. If you stay, go alone, interact with a person that feels all the time blissful and happy, that's the way that eventually you're going to feel too.
Since you are vibrating high all the time, do you find that you are able to manifest things quickly and instantly? And if so, can you share with us some things that have manifested in your life recently?
At the beginning, for me, it took time, like it takes for all of us, to apply the universal law of attraction. At this point, now that I am called less with non-physical, and I was granted with the remembrance and anointed with all that, it's not fair if I use myself as an example because I'm able to instant manifest things. However, we all of us, we are one. We are all the same. Whatever I can do, or anybody else teaching about expansion of consciousness, we can, all of us, we can do. How? By removing limitations, by removing doubts, by removing separation, by understanding that we are one, we are unconditional love. We're here to have a new experience on time space reality. This is this is joy. This is pure joy. By having that clear, by having that perception, that wider perception of things, it's when you understand that there's no limitations. There's not limitation on manifestation. You can manifest anything you want.
My last question for you tonight is for an individual who is experiencing financial hardship or depression or a terminal illness, what advice would you give them to get themselves to turn their life around and to begin manifesting the things that they want?
For a person experiencing depression, hardship, or terminal illness, there is not such a thing as terminal or drastic, or it doesn't matter what the science and doctors claim about the person with terminal illness. We are here to create our reality. We are here to have an experience. We dictate ourselves what kind of experience we want to have. We can create out of thin air. We are made of God image. We are very, very powerful. Whoever is going through a difficult time and is able to align herself or himself and get himself out of that state of mind and become a positive person will have positive results. Even in the case of a child, let's say that parents have a child in the hospital. As the child doesn't have a free will, the parents' free will be used to help this child. If the parents align themselves to a positive vibration full of hope and faith, they're going to be able to change this child reality. There's no such a thing as final and time-space reality. It's all what you want it to be. If you understand how powerful you are, if you understand that Things doesn't happen to you. That you have command, you have power over things, and by you align yourself to positive vibration, you're able to create and change anything in your surroundings, change health, get abundance, go back on your feet, be happy. There is not the limitations about creations are just humans' limitations. They do not exist. All those obstacles humans put themselves, all those things that make them feel and believe that there's no way out, it's just a way to think. It's just a human way to think. It is not real. Humans are very powerful. They dictate their surroundings. They create their reality. They can shape, reshape, and change their reality anytime they want. They only have to get themselves aligned to positive vibration, and everything will be okay.
Wow. Israel, you are truly an inspiration to all of us, and it has been a pleasure discussing the law of attraction more in depth with you. Thank you so much. Until next time, this is Cassandra for Oneness Project Light One-on-One with Israel Kelly. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for your kind words, Cassandra. It's a privilege to be here with you.